Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. So day 10 is going to take us to around the 7th of August. We'll be able to extend out beyond that. We extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. Having got CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. That could take us into the latter part of August. Now, of course, we've got a heat spike coming up at the end of this week. So it's been a pretty cool July so far, actually. Temperatures are generally running a little bit below average, but unexpectedly for the last sort of day or so of the month, we are going to get a big heat spike, and some model output today is indicating that temperatures might get up to around the mid-30s Celsius. That's going well into the 90s Fahrenheit, can you believe, on Friday. So I'll bring you up to date with all of the latest developments in a moment. How seriously we take these predictions about temperatures going into mid-30s, I'm not sure, but it does look like over 20 Celsius isotherm is going to be well and truly involved in this warm-up. So when you get to 20 degrees at 850 HPA, that is typically enough to get you into the mid-30s Celsius. So it's not impossible that we could see the temperatures going up into the mid-30s Celsius on Friday after not reaching 30 degrees all month. We do it on the last day of the month and getting to mid-30s. That would be quite remarkable. But we shall. I'll tell you all of the data in a moment. But before I do anything else, I'm going to say a big thank you to our latest donor. So I've had a donation from Jonathan Whitty. Big thank you to Jonathan Whitty for your donation for GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much for doing that, my friend. Jonathan is also a channel member as well. So the support Jonathan has been giving GavsWeatherVids has been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for the support that you have given us. It's absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you to all of our donors and patrons and channel members as well. The support you have given to GavsWeatherVids over the past few weeks and months has been absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so much to each and every one of you. So if you'd like to give a donation to GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is go to GavsWeatherVids PayPal page, sign into your PayPal account, give whatever donation you would like. That's absolutely great. Thanks for doing that. And also you can become a patron. The GavsWeatherVids, the GavsWeatherVids patron page, got 55 patrons so far. Hello, and a big thank you to our 55 patrons. And you can become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids as well on the YouTube channel. So you just come to GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel, click the join button, and then you can see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and you can sign up as well. If you are a channel member, the next channel members live stream will be coming up on Saturday the 1st of August at 5 o'clock, so you'll be able to join that if you are a channel member. But thank you so much to all of you for the support that you have given to GavsWeatherVids. Also, you can support in other ways, so you can by watching the videos, you're supporting the channel, by liking the videos, you're supporting the channel, by commenting, you're supporting the channel, and subscribing as well. We're hovering around 7,100 subscribers. We keep sort of edging down and then edging back up again at the moment with that, but we're hovering around the 7,100 subscriber mark anyway. So if you'd like to get subbed to the channel, then please do so. And just a huge thank you to each and every one of you for the support you've given us, and a special thank you to Jonathan Whitty for your latest donation. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for doing that. Right then, let's move on. I'm going to start off by having a look at what's going on in the tropical Atlantic. So we've got this disturbance area, this red X just here. That is disturbance 1. With an 80% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours and a 90% chance in the next 5 days. National Hurricane Center are saying shower activity associated with a low pressure area located around 750 miles east of the Windward Islands is gradually increasing in organisation. However, recent satellite-derived wind data indicate that the circulation remains broad and elongating, and the low does not yet have a well-defined centre of circulation. Environmental conditions are expected to become somewhat more conducive for development, and a tropical depression or tropical storm is likely to form during the next couple of days while the system moves west-northwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour and approaches the Leeward Islands. Regardless of development, locally heavy rains and gusty winds are likely across portions of the Leeward Islands on Wednesday and will spread westward to the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico Wednesday night and Thursday. Interest on these islands should continue to monitor progress of this system, and tropical storm watches and warnings could be required for portions of the area later today. So the system is going to do something like that and head in that direction and power up as it does so, probably becoming a tropical storm by tomorrow or Thursday. So all eyes will be on the tropical Atlantic in the coming days, of course, and we'll keep you updated on that. Right, coming back to home, it's another pretty cool afternoon out there this afternoon. These are the latest observations from XC, where we've got 20 degrees flashing away on the south coast, 20 degrees at Lydd, 20 degrees at Shoreham, and 20 degrees at Bournemouth too. That's a bit on the low side really for midday on the 28th of July, to be honest. Going further northwards, it's a little bit cooler than that, just 16 at Cranfield, 17 at Birmingham. Gloucester is at only 17 degrees as well. Liscombe is at 15, going north into Wales. We've got Lake Birmingham at just 12 degrees. Senny Bridge at 13, dreadful temperatures. Capital Curry is at 12 as well, really cool through there. Real at 16, going further north, Northern England. Leeds at just 13 degrees. Scarborough at 16, heading further north still. So Albemarle at 15 degrees, and then Drumalbin at 12 degrees over to Northern Ireland. Belfast at 12, and then up to Tulloch Bridge, just 10 degrees there, and 10 degrees at Lasclascarlock. So it's a pretty cool afternoon out there again, but we have got a big warm-up on the way, and look at these GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. Looking at Norwich today, and this tells the story of what's happening. So the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Norwich, and we're calling an average at the moment, which is why temperatures out there are pretty disappointing today. But from pretty much tomorrow onwards, temperatures are on the up, and it really is a very dramatic rise in temperature indeed, from around 5 Celsius at 850 HPA today to plus 20 Celsius at 850 HPA by Friday. That's the peak of this heat spike, and it is a proper spike as well. Look how that sort of spikes up and then very quickly drops downwards again. That is what we call a heat spike, and it's a pretty dramatic one, that. And during Friday, that heat spike could be enough to lift the temperature to around the mid-30s Celsius. But by the time we get through to the end of the weekend, into start of next week, we've actually gone cooler than average again. And then beyond that, through like the first week of August into the second week of August, we just hover pretty close to average, really. So yes, we have this heat spike coming up at the end of this week, but after that it looks like we cool down through the course of next week. Precipitation wise, it's pretty dry now, really for Norwich right way through to the end of the week. Possibly some showers or thunderstorms as this heat spike sort of cools down Friday into Saturday, and then probably go rather showery for the rest of the weekend into the early part of next week, looking a bit on the unsettled side there, maybe a bit drier perhaps into the second week of August. Temperature anomalies from the 28th of July to 5th of August are very close to average, a little bit above for England and Wales, a bit below for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Precipitation anomalies from 28th of July to the 5th of August, again, generally near normal, not a particularly big deviation. Our low pressure is still in control of the weather for today, so this is the latest from earthnorthschool.net in terms of the upper level winds and jet streams and whatnot. So you can see that the main driver of weather today is this area of low pressure just here off the east coast of Scotland, bringing in this chilly, or quite cool anyway, northwesterly wind. We also have another area of low pressure out in the middle of the Atlantic, but in between these two lows, so you have to think that there's a low there and a low there, but in between we've got this calmer area. That is a ridge of high pressure, and it's that ridge of high pressure that's going to deliver this spell of much warmer weather that we've got coming up at the end of the week. Dare I say hotter weather. Eventually, this low will break the ridge down. This low will break the ridge down and return us to cooler and more unsettled conditions over the weekend and into next week. But for a couple of days, Thursday, Friday, this high pressure will take over and draw some very hot air up from southern Europe, and so that's how we get into this hotter spell of weather. Right, so there's that ridge on Friday. This is the UK Met. So let's go through the data and see what's on the way at the end of this week. So this is the UK Met Office model for Friday. So the ridge has built over and it's sitting to the east of the country. It's allowing this hot southerly flow to be drawn up from the south. The air is originating from North Africa and Spain, and it's proper Spanish plume. We've got low pressure. That low pressure I just showed you on the northschool.net map. So that low pressure is out to our west and is trying to break down ridge and will eventually succeed in breaking down the ridge. But on Friday, it's hot. Saturday, it's midnight Saturday, that low pressure is sending a trough eastwards across the country. That could be the trigger for thunder as it moves into the hot air. We'll have to wait and see about that. It's a long way off, so I'll keep monitoring the situation through the week. We may do storm watch sometime around Thursday if it's required. At the moment, it doesn't look like a classic fungi breakdown with this, but it is early days, so we'll monitor that as the week progresses. But the trough is moving eastwards on Saturday, cutting off already that hot southerly flow. By the time we get through into Sunday, we're back into much cooler and fresher air mass from off the Atlantic. And then that takes us up to Monday, as far as we can go with the UK Met, is to Monday, midnight Monday. And it looks like we're beginning to bring low pressure in off the Atlantic, then definitely cooler and definitely more unsettled too. Here's a GFS 6Z for Friday. Again, drawing up those hot southerly winds. There they are. Hot air is pushing up from the south. The upper air temperature show that the plus 20 Celsius isotherm is coming towards the south coast at 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday. That is very hot air being drawn up out of France. I don't think the GFS quite gets, or the GFS operational anyway, quite gets the 20 Celsius isotherm into the country. It looks like it stops just shy of the shoreline of the country, but it's still hot enough to be lifting temperatures at least to below 30 Celsius, if not the mid 30s Celsius. However, trough low pressure is moving in from the Atlantic as well very quickly through the course of Friday. May again be the trigger for some thunderstorms late on Friday afternoon. We have got some showers, especially there's some showers breaking out, particularly for more eastern areas, possibly turning into thunderstorms through Friday evening in the far east of the country. That trough then pushes away into the continent and we go into cooler air from off the Atlantic. Then there's the upper air temperature starting to cool down by 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. As we go through into Sunday, we are back into properly cool air by then. So actually going a little bit cooler than average with the upper air temperatures, would you believe, by Sunday. And turning more unsettled too for the start of next week. Low pressure comes in from off the Atlantic, that brings further showers or longer spells of rain with it. Moving up towards day 10, so we try and build up a little bit of a ridge from the southwest again. That's trying to turn us a little bit drier as we go up to and just beyond day 10. This is Saturday the 8th of August, under a little bit of a ridge of high pressure. Let's try and turn us a little bit drier and warmer. Then the high pressure pulls back out to the west again as we move through the second week of August, and we start to pull down some cooler winds from the northwest or north. So it's relatively dry, I suppose, but because the Atlantic is blocked, so not bringing low pressure in off the Atlantic, but it is quite cool with winds being drawn in from the north to the northwest. A GM is again putting up those hot southerly winds on Friday. Here they come. So there's the upper air temperatures for midnight on Friday. It is looking very warm. And now the GM does bring up the plus 20 Celsius isotherm into southern England. There it is, just there, look. That is the plus 20 Celsius isotherm at midday on Friday for southern England. That's probably enough to get the temperature to sort of low 30 Celsius. Anyway, definitely enough to get the temperature low 30 Celsius. It could be enough to get the temperature to the mid 30 Celsius in the southeast. So Friday could be an unexpectedly hot day down in the south and the southeast of the country. Again, we're pumping up those southerly winds. but there is a trough moving in quickly from the Atlantic, so by midnight on Saturday, there's the trough just there. That looks to me as though it could be a little bit better for thunderstorms across England and Wales anyway, so that trough is a little bit more defined, I think, overnight, Friday into Saturday. Still looking quite hot as well with the upper air temperatures at midnight on Saturday, but as we go through to midnight on Sunday, then we're back into this cooler, fresher run of west-northwest winds. Upper air temperatures are collapsing, I think it's fair to say, from how they are the day before, and a very quick cool down is taking place later in the weekend. And then through into next week, well, it looks quite unsettled really, cool and unsettled with low pressure being showers, if not some longer spells of rain as well. Maybe just a suggestion by day 10 that we're trying to build the heights again to the south and to the southeast and possibly start to bring some warmer temperatures back by day 10. That's the 7th of August, looking quite hot again across France and possibly having a go at pushing that heat back northwards again. And then we've got the GWV again pulling up those hot southerly winds for Friday, so it does look hot on Friday. Upper air temperatures look like that midnight on Friday. Maybe we can only go in 24-hourly steps with the ECM, so we don't know for definite whether we bring up the 20 Celsius ice firm with the ECM on Friday, but I suspect we probably do. There's the upper air temperature for midnight on Saturday, showing that plus 20 Celsius ice firm then is through there. So I suspect that would get into the south and southeast at some point during the middle of the day on Friday. By Sunday, well, in comes the cooler, fresher air from off the Atlantic. Temperatures start to cool down very quickly. Low pressure coming in from the Atlantic again as well. So it's a case of showers, longer spells of rain through to the early part of next week, and quite cool as well. Upper air temperatures are a lot lower. Moving up towards day 10, the ECM stays unsettled with low pressure never too far away. Now, I can show you the maximum temperatures from a couple of high resolution models. So let's look at those from the weather outlook. This is arpège, first of all. So today we've got a pretty cool afternoon, as we've already established across many parts of the country. Temperatures are struggling to get into the low 20s today. Quite a chilly night coming up tonight as well, especially for more northern parts of the country. Tomorrow it's a little bit warmer. Temperatures up to around 23, 24 in the southeast. That's about average, really. So a little bit warmer tomorrow, but nothing to get excited about. This is Thursday. So Thursday does start to bring some warmth into the south. We're looking at temperatures lifting up into the upper 20s there, going for a maximum of like 27, 28, maybe 29, somewhere like central London on Thursday afternoon. So you start to feel the heat on Thursday down in the south, but it really is Friday that could do something quite shocking. So already at 10 o'clock in the morning, the arpège body is forecasting temperature to be at 30 degrees in the southeast. That's 10 o'clock in the morning at 30 degrees in the southeast corner. It just gets hotter as the day goes on. So this is 1 o'clock in the afternoon through to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, going for widespread maximums around 32, 33 for much of England and Wales. It's around 90 Fahrenheit. But in this extreme southeast corner, you'll notice the pink turning up. That is maximum temperature going to around 35 or even 36 degrees in the southeast corner. That's getting in towards the upper 90s Fahrenheit. The southeast corner, it might be overcooked, it might be overdone. That's what the arpège is showing today. Then, of course, we have a very warm night overnight Friday into Saturday, and we could kick off a few thunderstorms as well. We'll know more about that later on in the week. Then into Saturday itself, still pretty warm in the southeast, temperatures mid-20s Celsius, but nowhere near as hot as they are on Friday. Temperatures will cool down through the course of the weekend. Right, that's arpège. This is the GWV icon model. So let's look at maximum temperatures that the GWV icon is forecasting. So again, pretty cool afternoon out there this afternoon. It is quite chilly, and it'll be a fairly cool night coming up tonight with temperatures in the north dropping into single digits. Tomorrow's a bit warmer, temperature going into the mid-20s, but again, nothing to get excited about really. And then we go through into Thursday. That's when you'll start to feel the warmth in this southeast corner. Temperature going into the upper 20s Celsius there, but it's really Friday that we have the chance of some quite extreme heat. So icon is going during the course of Friday afternoon, going for maximums to reach 34 or 35 degrees somewhere like London. 34 to 35, possibly in this southeast corner. Not quite as hot as Arpege, not getting quite to 36, but 35 is hot, definitely, and it's little temperature into the mid-90s Fahrenheit. So very little to choose really between Arpege and Icon. They're both going for a very, very hot afternoon down in the southeast on Friday. Saturday still quite warm in the southeast corner, but nowhere near as warm, and things gradually cool down through the course of the weekend. So these are high resolution models. They might be overcooking the heat potential for the south on Friday, but if that 20 Celsius ice front does get into the southern part of the country, then it is certainly not impossible that temperatures could be going into certainly the low 90s Fahrenheit, possibly even the mid 90s Fahrenheit. Is a possibility for Friday, which would be remarkable after what has been a pretty cool July overall. Right, this is a rainfall forecast based on the ECM WF midnight runs from Tometeo.com. Just very quickly zip through this. So we're on a drying sort of trend now over the next few days as we pull up these increasingly hot southerly winds. This is breakdown day for the hot weather on Saturday. Not really suggesting much in the way of thunder. There's a few showers around, but it looks pretty mediocre, really, from a thunderstorm perspective, Friday through to Saturday. Into next week, it turns more unsettled. Spells of rain coming in off the Atlantic, quite cool, wet weather early next week, coming and going as we move up towards day 10. So, yeah, next week does look rather cool and showery. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which gets us to the 7th of August via the Icelandic Met Office. We have 21 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to our south, low pressure out to the northwest, doing something a little bit like that with the jet stream. It does include the operation run as well. So rather mixed with that. Driest weather in the south, a little bit more unsettled up in the north. 15 with a ridge building through the country. So that's going to be a relatively dry option, actually. Low pressure out to the west of Flamerjet, doing something like that. And then another 15 just here, look, very unsettled. Low pressure is in off the Atlantic, well and truly in, bringing spells of rain, quite cool temperatures as well. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 12th of August. We have 12 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to our north, and we're bringing in those westerly winds. That looks cool and settled. 12 with low pressure again to the north and west. High pressure to the south. Looks a little bit mixed with those. 11 with high pressure sort of through the country. That's a little bit drier and warmer. 8 suggesting a bit of a heat wave again with low pressure to our east. We'd be drawing up hot southerly winds there. And then another 8 with low pressure out to the west. Could be a bit unsettled, but probably quite warm with winds from a south to southwesterly direction. So there's a lot of options to go at there around 2 weeks out. Various options on the table. And then finally we've got 7th of week Tuesday, so 500 millibar heights bring down to week periods. The first week period takes us from the 28th of July to 3rd of August. Coming week with high pressure to our south, drawing up those very warm or hot southerly winds at the end of the week. Week 2 is the 4th to the 10th of August. High pressure then pulls out to the west, and we draw down more of a northerly flow, going cooler with that. Probably quite dry. The Atlantic's blocked, so we're not bringing low pressure in off the Atlantic. But it does look as though it would be quite cool with winds coming in from the north. Then we go through to week 3, which is the 11th to the 17th of August. High pressure just out to the northwest then. Again, probably relatively cool. We're on the cool side of that ridge, but should be quite dry once again. And then week 4 is the 18th to the 24th of August. Just a little bit of a weak ridge sitting to our north. Otherwise, not a great deal else to go on. But maybe a slightly more anticyclonic sort of trend from the CFS today for August. Perhaps suggesting something a little bit drier for August, but temperatures don't look overly exciting. Actually, the temperature could be a bit cool, really, but a fair amount of dry weather. But for the time being, all the focus, of course, is going to be on Friday's heat spike. Will we get the temperature to the mid-30s Celsius? Will we get to 35 degrees on Friday? Let me know in the comments what you think. I might do a little poll. Might have a little poll on the YouTube channel later on, seeing whether you think temperatures will reach mid-30s Celsius or not. Even if you don't get quite to mid-30s Celsius, it is going to be a very hot day down in the southeast on Friday, but it's a one-day wonder. Well, so 2 days. Thursday will be quite warm, but the heat is really on Friday, and then it's gone as we go through into the weekend. So if you like hot weather, haven't had much of it this July, then I suggest you make the most of Friday if you can. Right, so tomorrow we've got the 5-day forecast coming up with Savvy. Savvy will be doing a 5-day forecast for me tomorrow. Going to be quite an interesting forecast, I think, for Savvy to go at. So I won't be doing an upload tomorrow, but I will be live streaming from 6 o'clock, and we'll sort of combine the live stream with the regular 10 to 14-day video update. And of course, we'll bring you up to date with all of the possibilities with this heat spike on Friday in that live stream as well. Right, that's it for your videos for today. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.